Hello, friends. One of the more common narratives in college football is that the 2003 national championship game, the Bowl Championship Series national championship game, the Fiesta Bowl between the Miami Hurricanes and the Ohio State Buckeyes, well, the Ohio State Buckeyes won because of a pass interference call in the end zone in overtime that never should have been called. So, thus, the Miami Hurricanes were robbed. Now, I think part of the issue is that Miami team was a stacked team. I mean, look at how many of those players went pro in the first two rounds of the draft. They were a stacked team. But let's just also keep in mind that Ohio State team, although during the regular season they played a lot of close games, they were kind of a stacked team too. And Maurice Clarett, he was the real deal. And Craig Krenzel, he never turned out to be a great NFL quarterback by any measure, even a great college quarterback. But Craig Krenzel, when the game was on the line, he had ice water in his veins. But guys, Miami was not robbed. Ohio State won that game fair and square. And I'll give you, okay, and I'm not even sure this is the fact. I've seen pictures posted, but I'm not even going to go there. I'll give you that pass interference call should have been called, okay? But what if I were to tell you that Ohio State was actually robbed, making it actually even – if Ohio State would have gone into overtime and lost, you could make the case that Ohio State was legitimately robbed. Now, this is the deal. This is what happened. Ohio State had the ball. The game was winding down. They had the ball. In the fourth quarter, Craig Krenzel, he threw a pass. I think it was Gamble. He caught the ball. Could have been Jenkins, but I'm pretty sure it was Gamble. He caught the ball. They got a first down. Video shows that was a first down. However, the refs, they ruled it incomplete. They ruled the catch out of bounds. And this was before the refs checked every single catch. So the Buckeyes had to punt the ball. Now, they punted the ball. They never should have had to punt the ball. They could have maintained the ball, and they could have ran the clock down. And then if Miami would have held up, Ohio State could have just kicked the ball in the end zone, and Miami wouldn't have been able to move the ball, and Ohio State would have won because there just would have been enough time left. But what ended up happening was that Ohio State actually had to punt the ball to Miami, from a distance further away, so it enabled Miami to get a good punt return. And in fact, that's what happened. Miami got a good punt return. And I forget off memory, but they returned the ball all the way back to the Ohio State 25-yard line. But then keep this in mind. Miami, I don't think they gained another yard, or maybe not. They didn't gain much after that. Ohio State's defense shut them down in regulation, and Miami kicked a game-tying field goal. That field goal never should have happened. Ohio State completed the pass. It should have been ruled in bounds. In Ohio State, they would have gone on to burn the clock, and even if Miami would have got the ball back, they would have got the ball back at the 20-yard line with hardly any time left. They would have lost the game. So when anyone says, yeah, Ohio State won that game, but Miami was cheated, well, Ohio State was actually cheated and nearly robbed before Miami was. That game never should have gone into overtime. And I've never seen anyone refute this. If you actually go back and look at that catch, it's true. It was a completed pass that should have been ruled a first down. But it was ruled incomplete. That game never should have gone into overtime. So, even the ESPN narratives and just all these narratives about college football and the Miami Hurricanes being robbed, you're demeaning yourself. When you say crazy stuff like that, what you're saying to me is that you didn't watch the game. Because how can you be robbed in overtime if you were gifted overtime to begin with? And make no mistake about it, you were certainly gifted overtime. Now, was Miami the most talented team? That Miami team was one of the best teams, I think, in college football history. Now, I think they were better the previous year, but still, that Miami team was a great team. Now, if that Ohio State team beat them, which they did beat them, I think in the last 20 years, that Ohio State team should rank among probably maybe the 5th or 6th best team in the last 20 years. But most people put it around the bottom. Why? Because they had a lot of close regular season games. But see, this is where I think people get mixed up. People want the best team just to blow out everybody. But see, when you have close regular season games like that Ohio State team did, they didn't panic when they played Miami. And that was key. They were built to win against Miami. That was a defensive, that was Tressel at his best. And there's a lot of people that will say, well, Tressel couldn't be an SEC team. Well, that Miami team was actually better than the Florida team that beat Ohio State. It was better than the LSU team that beat Ohio State. So, I don't get that. It depends on teams. And, that Ohio State team was a very good team. Now, on paper, Miami was the better team. But as far as team chemistry on that night, Ohio State was better. So, don't let false narratives take you. And if there's a false narrative about this, think of all the other sports where there's false narratives. There's a reason why in my channel I entitle it Reasonable. Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you.